Hello and welcome back to Extracurricular Rambles. You know, if there's one question I've gotten over the years, it would be, how did I come across your crappy videos? But if there's another question I always got, it's, are you a furry? And I can understand why people would ask that. I mean, I used to talk about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic a lot, and now I talk about Pokemon a lot, so I guess it was inevitable that people would ask me that. And you know, it's a simple question, and you think it would have just a simple answer, a simple yes or no, and wouldn't warrant a video at all, but the reason I've never talked about this before and why I'm making a video about it is because everyone seems to have a different definition of what a furry is. And I've never been able to answer the question because I'd have to follow up that question with, well, what do you consider a furry? I mean, from what I've seen, there's so many different levels of furries and so many different like subclasses, like they're with each with their own names and everything. It's like it does my head in. So growing up, there was a lot of movies and TV shows and stuff that I guess you could say had furry stuff in it. Now, at the very most basic level, you could say furry stuff is anything with animal or anthropomorphic characters. And some people say just enjoying stuff like that, like, I don't know, a lot of the Disney movies or Looney Tunes or Sonic the Hedgehog, whatever, what have you. And just enjoying them just on their own is the most basic level of furry. While others say that no, it has to be like some sort of fetish or you got to be into it sexually, whatever, which is not me, by the way. I'm asexual. I'm aroace, actually, to be more specific. So that stuff never did anything for me. But I did like a lot of that stuff, like, you know, Looney Tunes and all the Disney stuff, you know, because I was a kid and I liked animation, still do. And I still watch shows that have either animal or anthropomorphic characters. And as someone who loves characters and character design, I love the fact that you can just do so much with animal characters. Pokemon's a great example, too. You have so many different Pokemon. Not all of them even look human-like, you know. Some do, obviously, and others don't. But you can just do so much with it, and that's why seeing a lot of people, you know, furry artists and stuff making their own OCs and stuff like that. Again, mostly safe for work stuff is what I like. You know, it can be pretty cute sometimes. Yeah, like I said, the not safe for work stuff doesn't really do anything for me. I'm not against it or anything. You know, I'm not, you know, like ew or whatever. I mean, sometimes I am because sometimes it's a bit much, but it just never does anything for me. But I love the design a lot of times. There's some really talented artists out there and stuff. And like I said, as long as your movie or TV show or video game or whatever is well done and has good characters, you know, I'll probably enjoy it, you know? So I guess, like, when I was a kid, okay, you know, Space Jam came out and Lola Bunny was introduced, and that was, like, a lot of people's Furry Awakening. Of course, I never had a Furry Awakening. I never had an awakening of any kind, being asexual, but the point is, that is what did it for a lot of people. Everyone seemed to have their own furry awakening where they're like, wow, I like this kind of stuff. But that wasn't me. And I can definitely see why, you know, what is it with, when people make these things, like these movies and TV shows, like they still go out of their way, even if they're animals or not, they go out of their way to sexualize some of the female characters a lot. And the male characters too, let's not beat around the bush. They do that with male characters almost as much, depending on where you look and how you look at it. But, you know, they really do it with certain characters. That was in the 90s, though. The 90s, though. Unfortunately, Lola was just a token female character, just there for sex appeal, because that's what the 90s were a lot of the time. Even today you see it sometimes, though not as much. But anyway, point is, even as a kid, I was kind of like, you know, because I was used to things in the 90s, just having, especially the stuff I watched being a boy, you know, it's like everything I watched had a token girl character. So to me, Lola Bunny was just another token girl character, just there to be a love interest and to be sexy, I guess. I don't know. Even as a kid, I was like, man, I'm like, they're not even hiding it. Like, it's so weird seeing things through an asexual, like, view. It's weird, you know? But anyway, so I didn't think Lola herself was that great of a character, at least in that movie, you know? I know she was a lot better in, like, the Looney Tunes show and stuff like that, which I never really watched, but the point is, like I said, you gotta have good characters and, you know, good writing and stuff for me to enjoy them. It can't just be character design, especially since sexy character design doesn't do a lot for me. So, does that make me a furry? I guess it does on the most very basic level. On the very basic level, I guess I'm a furry, just someone who enjoys character design and what you can do with it and stuff like that. Like, take Splatoon example. I like Splatoon a lot, and I really like the character designs of a lot of the characters and stuff like that. And they've done so much different things with not just the squid and octopus, but a bunch of other sea creatures and different other characters. And it's like, it's creative, you know, it's nice. You know, they do a lot of stuff like that. It's, you know, I just like that kind of stuff, you know? Like I said, character design. It's great. I love it. You can just be so creative. I love creativity and all that stuff. So that's my answer. Am I a furry? I guess on the very basic level, yes. Anything past that, no. But yeah, thanks for listening to my really silly rant, and I'll see you next time.